back at 1. When Brian records an album, he likes to play
more, and he'll leave it the back foot. Graber around to the side. Look, Pitt can't get it. As Cardinals rub off it. Graber right to the hole, traveling before he gets there.
Good defense there by Travis Diener, doing a good job moving his feet, causing the turnover.
So just underway here, no score on the opening quarter of play. The clock is stopped and hasn't run now since the open bound of the ball. Stuck at 7:38. Now they get it going. They're wider to the hoop by Diener is good. Drake Diener.
I think they're really going to look to exploit that matchup there with Vandenberg on Drake.
You like that matchup?
Drake's got a lot more quickness in him. Look for him to take him off the dribble this game.
Size about the same, but it is a quickness factor. We've got, what was that, away from the basketball?
Moving pick, I believe, is what they're going to call on 22.
No, they didn't, it's not a foul because they didn't put anything up on the board.
I think it was a 5-second call.
Okay, closely guarded?
Yep.
All right. Drake with it again. They're going to call a carry on Drake.
That's a bad call.
Well, it was probably their mark, but the fact of the matter is you don't see it called very often.
Yeah, it's taken on white balance.
So it's 2-0 your Wisconsin EPS score here, just over 7, well, we'll call it 7:10 to go here in the first quarter of play. Graber with the basketball, bounce pass between the rings to the near side. Swakowski back right once again, swing it back to Graber. Top of the circle between the rings. Looking down low on the post up, this is Vandenberg, and he'll lay it in.
Well, Tim Lloyd there got caught cheating, trying to get the steal. They get the inlet. Actually, they did a good job of bounce passing it into him, because if they get the pass, he may have stole that.
You like that bounce pass. You talk about that a lot.
I like that bounce pass.
Trey on the way from Drake. Book it. Oh, Mark, they're right back that you talked about, going back to Drake Diener, and he had the open look.
Yeah, he hasn't shot as many threes this year as I think Drake.
I agree with you.
5-2, you were PS score, 20 to go in the opening quarter of play. Pull up, partially blocked there by Fond du Lac. I think Thomas got a piece of that, and here come the Cardinals. Dallas Diener across the timeline to Drake. Now Travis, left side sidewalk. He'll reload it, bring it back out hole high. Now between the rings, and Drake again way above the arc. Lloyd popping out above the key. Thomas will take the long tray on the way. Off the rim, won't go. Followed by Timmy Lloyd. No box out.
Timmy Lloyd has been a big key with this team on rebounds there. Nobody boxed him out, and he gets the easy lay-in.
Cardinals up 7-2, 5:45 to go in the first quarter of play. Looking back door, try to get it down low to Vandenberg. Tipped away, the Cardinals with it. Drake over to Travis. He hasn't taken the shot yet. Now it's on the way off the front of the hoop. No good. And pulled down by Swakowski for the Papermakers. So they'll get into their offense. Swakowski with it, left side. And that's what it is. First foul of the basketball game. Go on Tim.
Vandenberg doing a good job of boxing out when he's down low. Look, Tim Lloyd's going to have to be careful because they're not going to let him play too rough.
First game was called, for those that were here, it was called very tight all the way through. By the way, Fond du Lac Cardinals with, it was about a 7-point win, JV basketball. Offensive foul this time is going to go on Vandenberg.
That's the fourth turnover already for Kimberly, so Fond du Lac's really cranking up on defense today.
See, they just scored 56-45. I guess they put a couple, I did walk out of here late and get a soda before the game, so they got a couple late points apparently.
Yeah.
5:10 to go in this first quarter. As we said, John Myron felt was very key. Fond du Lac will pull up. Drake or Travis, easy for me to say, from about 12 feet.
Well, what we saw in the Oshkosh West game is Travis Diener is very important to this team, and we need him to get hot right away in this game if the Cardinals want to pull out a victory.
Certainly the fact that Travis was I should say, Whitmore, he'll leave it back for Graber, right side, looking for a pick, can't get it as Cardinals rub off it. Graber right to before he gets there.
Good there by Travis Diener, doing a good job moving his feet, causing the turnover.
So just underway here, no score on the opening quarter of play. The clock is stopped and hasn't run now since the open inbound of the ball. Stuck at 7:38. Now they get it going. Glider to the hoop by Diener is good. Drake Diener.
I think they're really going to look to exploit that matchup there with Vandenberg on Drake.
You like that matchup?
Drake's got a lot more quickness in him. Look for him to take him off the dribble this game.
Size about the same, but it is a quickness factor. We've got, what was that, away from the basketball?
Moving pick, I believe, is what they're going to call on 22.
No, they didn't, it's not a foul because they didn't put anything up on the board.
I think it was a 5-second call.
Okay, closely guarded?
Yep.
All right. Drake with it again. They're going to call a carry on Drake.
That's a bad call.
It was probably their mark, but the fact of the matter is you don't see it called very often.
That's taking on white balance.
So it's 2-0 here. Wisconsin EPS score here, just over 7. Well, we'll call it 7:10 to go here in the first quarter of play. Graber with the basketball, bounce pass between the rings to the near side. Swakowski back right once again, swing it back to Graber.
The song that introduced the world to
Vandenberg, and he'll.
Well, Tim Lloyd got caught cheating, trying to get the steal. They get the inlet. Actually, they did a good job of bounce passing it into him because if they get the pass, he may have stole that.
You like that bounce pass. You talk about that a lot.
I like that bounce pass.
Trey on the way from Drake. Book it. Oh, Mark, they're right back that you talked about, going back to Drake Diener, and he had the open look.
Yeah, he hasn't shot as many threes this year as I thought he would. I think Drake's got to take his game on the perimeter a little bit more than what he has been.
I agree with you.
5-2, your Wisconsin EPS score, 6:20 to go in the opening quarter of play. Pull up, partially blocked there by Fond du Lac. I think Thomas got a piece of that, and here come the Cardinals. Dallas Diener across the timeline to Drake. Now Travis, left side sidewalk. He'll reload it, bring it back out, hole high. Now between the rings, and Drake again way above the arc. Lloyd popping out above the key. Thomas will take the long tray on the way. Off the rim, won't go. Followed by Timmy Lloyd. No box out.
Timmy Lloyd has been a big key with this team on rebounds there. Nobody boxed him out, and he gets the easy lay-in.
Cardinals up 7-2, 5:45 to go in the first quarter of play. Looking back door, try to get it down low to Vandenberg. Tipped away, the Cardinals with it. Drake over to Travis. He hasn't taken the shot yet. Now it's on the way off the front of the hoop. No good. And pulled down by Swakowski for the Papermakers.
Who's up?
So they'll get into their offense. Swakowski with it, left side. And pushing foul on Fond du Lac. I think they'll get Lloyd. That's what it is. First foul of the basketball game will go on Timmy Lloyd.
Vandenberg doing a good job of boxing out when he's down low. Look, Tim Lloyd's going to have to be careful because they're not going to let him play too rough.
First game was called, for those that were here, it was called very tight all the way through. By the way, Fond du Lac Cardinals with, I think it was about a 7-point win, JV basketball. Offensive foul this time is going to go on Vandenberg.
That's the fourth turnover already for Kimberly, so Fond du Lac's really cranking up on defense today.
See, they just scored 56-45. I guess they put a couple, I did walk out of here late and get a soda before the game, so they got a couple late points apparently.
Yeah.
5:10 to go in this first quarter. As we said, John Myron felt was very key. Fond du Lac will pull up. Drake Diener, Travis, easy for me to say, from about 12 feet.
Well, what we saw in the Oshkosh West game is Travis Diener is very important to this team, and we need him to get hot right away in this game if the Cardinals want to pull out a victory.
Certainly the fact that Travis was in foul trouble a lot of that game prohibited him from getting into his game.
Yeah, I happened to go up to the game on Tuesday night, and I think Travis really made a statement. He really bounced back, and I think he had like 25 points. So
quick timeout's going to be taken. It's a full. It's not a quick. Full timeout's taken by the Papermakers. 4:50 to go in the first quarter of play. Wisconsin EPS score. Fond du Lac 9, Kimberly 2.
Mom, do we have Baker string cheese? Yes. Save some for your brother's lunch.
Up there. Mike, you ready to take it back? Come back to Mike.
Right back here at the Redbird Arena. 4:50 to go in the first quarter play. 9-2. Your Wisconsin EPS score. We said the Fond du Lac got off this early lead, and John Myron had mentioned maybe to me before the game he thought it was a big key that he could not let Fond du Lac get out early in this basketball game, and thus far they have.
Well, the Cardinals already have 7 shot attempts. They've made 5 of them compared to just 2 attempts for Kimberly.
Fond du Lac's always been known to get out of the gates and, take teams, out of it right away, which is a great thing to have.
Especially on your home court.
Yep.
Travis draws the contact as he takes it to the hole. Foul should go on Rinke. That's what it is, his first personal. Travis will go to the line to shoot a pair. First is good, 1 to follow. First to 2 here from the Redbird Arena.
I think they screwed up in that call. It should have been on 3 Graber instead of 33 Reinke.
Okay, and, you're exactly right. They have changed it. It will go on Graber. And a pair by Travis, as I was mentioning, the first to 2 today here. As a little bit later this evening, we'll have gals basketball. Fond du Lac Lady Cardinals taking on the Neenah Rockets from the Redbird Arena. 8 o'clock tip-off. We'll have that one for you at 10 o'clock later this evening. Trey is off the rim. Here come the Cardinals on the push. 2-on-1 bust out. Drake will pull it up now. It's going to take it to the hoop. It's the glide to give him an opening. Overlays and a foul on Dallesteiner, his first. Well, they had Drake on the baseline doubled up, and then both defenders kind of backed off a little bit and gave him an opening right to the basket. Got a pretty good look.
There you saw a lot of patience by Drake. You see a lot of players that once they're double teamed, they try to make the pass right away, and that's when a lot of turnovers are caused. There he made the ball fake. Both players actually left him, and he did get a decent look at the basket.
Now that's called experience. And living with a coach, huh? Ball bang free, turn around, put back won't go. Follow up. Overlaid, but a foul on Fond du Lac as Rinke got the offensive board and is fouled. Drake Diener picks up his first.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a body on that Rinke 33. He was an all-conference player last year. He's just an animal in the paint, so they got to find a body and get it on him. Box him out of there.
Rinke is listed at 6'2", looks bigger than that. But he's got, as you said, a good body on him, and certainly will move bodies around. Looks like a lineman. Misses a pair from the line, and Foster with the board. Travis will take the 17-footer, hit the front of the rim, and pulled down by Graber for the Papermakers, and he'll bring it across the timeline.
Travis coming just a little short on his shots. You think he's going a little too quick.
3-pointer turnaround won't go, and a post up, and Cardinals away with it. Cheating on the break, got Thomas out front. But the defense transitions very quickly, and Ben Thomas, as per normal, a good wise decision there rather than going 1 against 3. Travis with it, off to Foster, left side sidewalk. Bring it back up, reload. Off the arc. Looking now, traveling violation on Dallesteiner. Turnover Fond du Lac, and up off the Pines for Kimberly is Ryan Hermes, along with Doug Van de Kuyk.
There we see a little of that patience call where Dallas just wanted that shot real quickly. Defender came over and caused the turnover.
3:15 to go in the first quarter of play. Fond du Lac leads it by 9 at 11-2. Graber with the basketball off the right side sidewalk. Now looking backdoor, gets it inside. Binkin, no good, off the front of the rim from Van Kuyk. And a foul and a retaliation. And this time I do believe they will get Rinke.
If Kimberly wants to stay in the game, they really need to make these easy bunny shots. That was an easy lay-in for Kimberly, and they missed it.
Van Kuyk, actually, I was wrong on that. Van Kuyk gets the foul, not Rinke. I'm going to say Van Kuyk got it from the bad side. Backside, I should say. So the Cardinals are bringing it across the timeline with just under 3 to go in the first quarter of play. The other team has scored now for a little bit. Off top of the key, Dallas to Foster. On the three-point arc, will work it right now, back left, bump, bang, foul. Blocking foul down low. And it should be on for Fort, so that's what it is. His first personal. Cardinals inbound on the common foul underneath the old hoop. Get it out to Drake Diener, top of the circle. Foster fakes the 3, now take the 18-footer. Draw nothing but air. Trying to force that one a little bit. Papermakers quickly down court. Now they reload as Graber with the basketball, working between the legs. Now he's going to come to the near side of the court. Off to the left side sidewalk. Hermes will take the long two. Tipped, kept alive. Drake Diener with the rebound for Fond du Lac. Pushing it, getting it down low. Bump, bang, no call, but they'll go back to Fond du Lac as Travis tried to thread the needle and get it down to Dallas underneath the hoop, but it was banged out of bounds.
I think that was a good no call by the official. Really not a lot of contact there, but good court vision by Travis Diener, seeing Dallas wide open.
Jekyll in, Thomas back in for Fond du Lac. As Foster, we'll check who else left.
Dallas Diener.
Dallas is okay. Cardinals inbound, 11-2 your Wisconsin EPS score, and they get it inbound to Lloyd. Tim Lloyd, the ball above his head, now reloaded out top. Thomas on the dribble, now needs a cutter. Somebody's got to come and help. Ball bang free. Good hustle by Lloyd to take it back. Bodies on the floor, and Lloyd with hustle, touch pass down low. Jekyll give and go to Travis. Bump bang, no call inside. Well, Travis was hit pretty hard and no whistle. And a traveling violation the other way. Dick Diener asking what happened down there.
Travis really holding his left arm. He came down hard on that elbow.
Yeah, you can see him kind of flexing the fingers to get some feeling back in that arm. Dallas Diener back in. Who's coming? Yes, indeed. It is Travis that will exit. Got a little bit of a grimace on his face. Check that, 1:45 to go in the first quarter of play from the Redbird Arena. Cardinals lead it 9-2. Defense has been outstanding again. Only 2 points here with inside of a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Dallas with it, kick it back out. Reload, skip pass far side. Tim Lloyd on the baseline. He's cut off. Good defense from the weak side. Thomas has a block from behind. Taken away by Van Kuyk. Gets it out front to Hermes. And no, a foul before, and that's going to be on Lloyd. No, it's going to be on, is that Dallas?
Dallas, I think.
I got that look-alike haircut. Dallas with his second personal. And Travis right back in, that's good to see.
That's as a player, when you get 2 fouls in the first half for Fond du Lac, you usually sit the remainder of the half, so that's no fun for Dal.
Is it pretty much now we won't see him for the half? It will usually go that long with 2?
Yeah, when he's got 2, he usually keeps them out for the half. You know, he doesn't want him picking up that third foul before halftime.
I don't argue with that tendency. I think too, it's you keep players, you need them down the stretch.
Yep.
Well, especially in a game where the Cardinals leading by 9 too.
Right.
You can afford to sit Dallas.
Trey won't go. Pulled down on the offensive board by Hermes. Well, Myron told me that they've been having a lot of trouble putting points on the board this year. That's been their weakness, and it certainly has been exploited again today, as here a 3 ball just grazes the rim, will go out of bounds, back to Fond du Lac.
Kimberly has missed their last 9 shots. They're just 1 of 10 from the field in this first quarter.
Hit their first one of the basketball game and haven't hit one since.
And they've actually had really good looks at the basket. There was a nice look at the 3 and didn't even pull any rim.
Fond du Lac, first time around, held Kimberly to 26 points on their home court with a 43-26 win. So D, and Fond du Lac still is number 1 in the conference in D. Team defense. Inside of 30 seconds to go, I think Fond du Lac is going to look for the last shot. Travis Diener holding the ball at the center of the court. Now they'll start the 5-second count. Travis has got to move it. They do. Down to 8. Cardinals will start the offense. Drake will take the 16-footer and hit it.
That's a tough shot.
Great crossover dribble by Drake to get that last open shot.
And we've come to the end of one here from the Redbird Arena. After 1 quarter of play, your Wisconsin EPS score, the Fond du Lac Cardinals 13 and the Kimberly Papermakers 2. Brett, Mark, and I'll be right back for the second quarter right after this on your Cardinal Basketball Report.
Mom, do we have any bacon and cheese?
Yes, here.
One for your brother's lunch.
They do right away.
Not all financial institutions are alike. Marine Credit Union strives to be your first choice when it comes to all your financial needs. We offer a full line of products and services, including no-fee checking accounts, time and debit cards, and a complete line of loan products. Membership is open to anyone living or working in Fond du Lac County, the city of Waupun, and select townships in Dodge County. Marine Credit Union, with 5 locations to serve you in Fond du Lac, North Fond du Lac, and Waupun. Member NCUA.
There you go.
Welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Right now, Brett Krause with the first quarter stats.
Well, the Cardinals shot 5 of 13 for 38%. Kimberly just 1 of 10 for 10%. Kimberly did control the boards with 8 first quarter rebounds compared to just 6 for the Cardinals. With turnovers, got 4 for Kimberly and 3 for the Cardinals.
Well, a little discussion on the court here. Mark, I know you had the headphones off trying to hear some of this. I think what this is about is Graber did not have his shirt tucked in. They apparently warned him one time, and the referee says, no, you can't come back on the court.
Yeah, and right when he made him sit out, when the ref had his back to Trav tucked in his shirt.
Well, that is if he was warned once, that is the correct ruling. You warn a player one time to tuck it in. A second time, he's got it out. He's got to go sit in the bench till next turn of stop the clock.
Jeez, Kimberly, they can't throw it in the ocean, I don't think.
That's a pretty bad shot. I think Dave would even hit the ocean. Then again, maybe not. Get it down low to Jekyll. Reloaded, kick it out top of the circle. Travis off to the left side. Lloyd off the baseline. Good from 14.
That is Tim Lloyd's favorite shot from that baseline corner. Usually he'll bring that down, no trouble.
Yeah, he's got a good touch out there from about 15 feet.
Cardinals now 15-2. Your Wisconsin EPS score all Fond du Lac here in the first half of play. Fight with the basketball. First time he's been in the game. Start the second quarter. Lob feed down low, trying to get it to Vandenberg. Knocked out of bounds. Back to Fond du Lac.
Kimberly having trouble. They're really looking, I think, a little bit too hard to get that lob pads into Vandenberg. He's being double teamed. Great team defense. What I think Kimberly needs to do is move the ball a little quicker around the perimeter and get that ball inside a little quicker.
Graber back in the basketball game. Now all tidied up, shirt tucked in. Drake Diener with the ball, kick it out, reloaded to Thomas. He'll pull up, now working to the right. Three-pointer on the way. Bingo for Travis.
Good kick out by Ben.
And with that, John Myron wants another timeout. 6:35 to go in the first. Cardinals lead it 18-2.
Before you head to the rink this season, you have to stop first at the Sports Shop 2 or the Pony Box. The Bears have a full line of our CCM and Mega Gear, and a new line of figure skates from Rydell to Lake Placid. That's the Sports Shop 2 and the Penalty Box.
We got it back.
After the 22nd timeout, just back in time for the Papermakers inbound the basketball. Looking back door and alley look good. Well, nice job. Rinky gets the bucket. Good assist.
Kimberly's always been known to run those specials out of the timeouts and at the end of quarters and stuff like that. So
Not only their fourth point of the basketball game, we've played nearly 10 minutes.
hit that.
Travis from the baseline. Bango again. A long two. He seems to have found the range now. Travis leading the way for Fond du Lac with 9 points. Drake with 7 thus far. 20-4, all Fond du Lac here early in the basketball game. Off the baseline to pull up. Jay is good again. This time by Swakowski. His first points of the basketball game. Kimberly with no one with more than 2 points. 3 players with a bucket each. Drake off to the left side to Travis Diener. Free throw line extended. Now he's going to work it back to the middle. Lloyd's got an opening to take it to the hoop, but he's cut off nicely by the defense. Good weak side job by Rinky. Thomas over to the near side. 3-pointer on the way. Counted +1. Give the foul to Vandenberg. Drake with the tray.
That was another great kick out by Ben. Got a little penetration, kicked it out to Drake.
You know, as a point guard, you know, you gotta love being Ben Thomas because he's got two of the best perimeter shooters in the state. And when he can kick it out, and you know they're shooting better than 40% from 3-point, you know they're gonna hit it.
Yep. Kind of feel like Sam Cassell out there when you got the big dog and Ray Allen in the wings, huh? Drake rims the free throw in. Foster back in for Fond du Lac, and leaving will be Jesse Jekyll. 5:23 to go in the first half of play. 24-6 your Wisconsin EPS score. Been all Cardinals since the get-go. Off the right sidewalk, top of the circle. Long two on the way from Rinke. Won't go. Cardinals with the board. Here they come. Drake off the near side. Skip pass to Lloyd, top of the key. He'll back up. Now hit Foster at the free throw line extended. Good ball rotation again by the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Thomas. Get it down low. Nice skip pass. Diagonal to Foster. Misses the free throw. The J and the strip by Drake Dieter. Now a foul on Lloyd.
Foul.
They're going to say Lloyd draped him with the weak side hand. It's a bit of a look of disgust from Timmy Lloyd. He'll pick up number 2.
That's one thing I don't like seeing, the balls rolling on the ground. I think it should all be free play, you know. You should be able to go after the ball.
It's like the officials are punishing the player for good hustle.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what you're seeing.
And these two guys jumping on the officials again. Got poor guys out there working their butts off.
We don't get fined for ripping on the officials. So.
Looking down to Rinke on the baseline, cut off there by Thomas. A bit of a mismatch, but Rinke forces up over the top. Nice job by Thomas. Ball banged away, however, and picked up by Swakowski. And what do we have? Foul. It's going to be Thomas will pick up the foul. His first personal. 16 foul, 24-6. Score remains with 4:26 to go in the first half of play. Off the right side, Van Kuyk now working off to the baseline. Graber, and a holding foul down low. They're calling Foster now.
I think that one could have went either way. Rise also used his arm to push Ben off, so I think that one could have went either way.
Foster picks up number 1. And that'll put the Cardinals over the limit. To the free throw line will go Rob Rise. Misses the one and only he'll get. Kimberly now 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and that certainly doesn't help at all when you're not shooting well. Drake Diener, left side free throw line extended, back it out to Foster. Look out, bad pass. Well, that kind of got through the direction of Thomas, and behind him was Travis Diener, and neither one knew which way the ball was going to go.
Well, Ben Thomas did a little ball fake there. Travis thought he was going to get it right away, so they both actually cut back, and then that's when Al Foster made the pass. Just a little bad timing there.
Yep. So off the turnover, but still an unforced turnover, which you don't like to see in any basketball game. Verfoot with it. Skip pass to the near side. Graber tries to penetrate and travels before he gets inside. Drew some contact from Foster, but the travel came first.
That was a good call.
Hey, Mark's working back on the good side of the officials again now.
Leaving me hanging.
You still the bad boy. Drake Diener cut off at the free throw line. He's got to reload it. Now it's stripped. And followed by Hermes is Travis Diener. Ryan Hermes will pick up number 1. 16 foul, so Dick's foul. This will be a common foul next time around. Fond du Lac will start shooting. 3:33 on the clock here in the first half, I should say. 24-6 Fond du Lac. Penetration, fallback shot by Travis won't go. Put back by Jesse Jekyll.
He's been stepping up the last couple days. At Neenah game, he got some major minutes and played real good for him, so they need Jesse stepping it up.
Down low, picked up, put back in by Rob Royce. Little garbage bucket down low.
You know, Mark, it's always important to get good quality minutes and good points from your bench, because your 5 starters can't be there in every day.
That's true. You know, they're coming down. They got a little more than a month left in their season. They really got to start cranking it up right now.
One thing I think Fond du Lac's, had pretty much of a reasonably strong bench, I think, over the years. One reason is their bench plays against their starters in practice every day, and that's got to make them good.
Oh, definitely.
It makes them develop character, if nothing else, because they probably get the, what beat out of you day and day after practice.
Yeah, Fond du Lac's always had an excellent bench.
Who got that one? Was that Jaco again?
That was Drake.
Drake Diener, okay.
Good two-man show there between Travis and Drake, going in and out, and Drake makes a good move with the right little hand hook.
Oh, nice move to the bucket as Hermes throws it kind of against the grain and gets it to go. His first point of the basketball game. And after only 2 points in the first quarter, they've got 8 here in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter, so Kimberly trying to warm it up here a little bit. Travis off the Jaco and a skip pass now. Fond du Lac's using a skip pass seems more today than they have in recent games.
Yeah, I think that's one thing they need to do more of. If you have Drake or Trav buried in the corner, that skip pass is going to get them open every time, or open for a shot.
Travis gives a strip from him. Graber with it. He's going to try and take it coast to coast off the left hand. Overlays, followed by Hermes. Well, good hustle by Ryan Hermes to follow that one and get the easy 2 on the putback.
Well, you're seeing Kimberly in the second quarter actually pushing the ball a little quicker. They're getting better shots, but they're not holding the ball.
They've simply gotten a little bit of a flow of the basketball game now. They really just couldn't get anything going in the first quarter. Drake now looking backdoor offensive.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Very questionable.
Yeah, here these guys go again. Second on Drake. I would agree with you on that one.
Well, I mean, to me, those kind of calls are blocking unless they're saying, the referee said he used his elbow to clear, but I didn't see it. If anything, you usually get the call. The offensive player will get called for the offensive call when he drops his shoulder. But Drake did not do it on that play.
They're just going to say they're calling a wipe away.
Go back to what?
Backside. So now Fond du Lac with Dallas, Timmy Lloyd, and Drake Diener all on the bench with those 2 fouls. Hermes with the ball. It's going to be close to a 5-second. He finally gets rid of it. Now reloaded out to Hermes. Long 2 on the way. Won't go. That was a 1.5 short of the rim. Here comes Fond du Lac. Had Foster up front, didn't see him. Now working to the near side. Pull up, fall away shot from Jaco won't go. Kept alive by Michaels. And steps in front is Ryan Hermes. Good job of anticipating there. Michaels falling out of bounds, had again unloaded.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. 3-pointer won't count as a traveling violation, as both my officials to my left called that one at the same time.
How many turnovers is that for Kimberly?
That is their 9th turnover.
With 36 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Fond du Lac will undoubtedly work for the last shot, leading it 28-12. Travis Diener will just yo-yo the dribble down to 22 seconds, 21-20. Over to Thomas. Look for the Cardinals to go with, 8 seconds on the clock. Right now it's 12. And they're going to take a 20-second timeout. Obviously, Dick Diener's got something he just wants to work on. We'll keep it right here. And we'll take this time to remind you today's action brought to you by Call Insurance of Fond du Lac, who joined forces with Jackson Agency to form one great agency under the same roof. That's Mitch Call, Bob Call, and Bob Jackson. Because they work for themselves, they work harder for you. Give them a call at 923-4020. And the next time your home or business is in need of some painting or decorating, give Dave a call at Fond du Lac Decorating. For over 20 years, fine workmanship has always been a trademark of Fond du Lac Decorating. You always receive prompt, courteous service. Give a call at 922-8051. And Mid-States Aluminum, serving the nation with creative solutions. That's Mid-States Aluminum, where progress through people makes the difference. Well, Mark, what are they going to do here?
I'd say they flatten it over Trav.
Something here that's popping up in there a little bit. Don't know exactly what that is. We'll get it straightened out. Travis with it. Take it down low. At the shirt baseline. Fall away is going to be short. Followed by...
There you go.
Foster follows at the buzzer. And we've come to the end of one here from the Redbird Arena. At halftime, your Wisconsin EPS score. The Fond du Lac Cardinals 30 and the Kimberly Papermakers 12. And today's halftime, as always, brought to you by Baker string cheese with only 79 calories each stick. It's the perfect snack food for the kids. The fun food that's so easy, just peel and eat. Healthy for you, high protein, 100% natural. That's Baker string cheese, the official between halftime snack food of our video sports team. And halftime also brought to you by KFC, featuring home delivery. Take the hassle out of mealtime with KFC. Halfway here at the Redbird Arena, your Wisconsin EPS score, Fond du Lac 30 and Kimberly 12. We'll be right back with the second, or we'll look at the halftime stats right after this on your Cardinal Basketball Report.
Come expand with us. We're Wisconsin EPS, and we supply the Midwest leaders in the building, manufacturing, packaging, and roofing industries with the best in polystyrene products. Our ability to provide solutions to these many industries has made Wisconsin EPS the leader in polystyrene. We're expanding into the millennium. Come expand with us in a growing, ever-changing company. Wisconsin EPS.
Put her in a good spot, okay?
Time that we got. Welcome back to the Redbird Arena. Just starting the second half here. We'll give you the numbers as we get going. Had a bit of a technical problem here we discovered in the first half we're going to take care of. So we're back at it. At any rate, just starting the second half. Once again, your Wisconsin EPS score is Fond du Lac 30 and Kimberly 12. Guys, it was all Fond du Lac here in the first half of play. And Kimberly did score 10 points in the second quarter, but still trails it by 18 here at the half.
Well, talking with Mark, I mean, what we were discussing is what Kimberly's going to do different in this half, and really both Mark and I agree they got to get the ball inside. They got a lot of good looks from the outside, but for as big as they are, you think they got to work the ball inside a little more.
Offensive foul on Fond du Lac is going to go against Lloyd, and that's going to be his third. So Kimberly back. We'll give you the stats and scoring at our first break in here. That may come right now as we've got a foul. How about taking a look at those first half statistics?
First half, the Cardinals shot 46% on 11 of 24, while compared for Kimberly, it was 30% on 6 of 20. Both teams finished the half with 12 rebounds apiece. Cardinals had 7 turnovers compared to 8 for Kimberly.
And that foul was on Travis Diener.
Travel.
Off the baseline, the turnaround, Jay, is good by Van Kuyk.
That official missed that call. Just like Mark said, it was a travel.
Yep.
Did you hear a whistle?
Didn't hear a whistle.
Then I guess you didn't miss the call. God, you guys are tough on officials. Ball banged out of bounds.
I don't know if I would have called. I would have called a foul there too.
They'll call it.
They're not too consistent. That's the only thing you want from them is just be consistent.
Yeah, I would agree
They're
with you,
having a hard
Mark.
time doing that.
As a player, you have to adjust to their style, but
Right.
you just want it to be consistent both ways and throughout the game.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's amazing because the officials really can take a player out of his game, especially with Mark said if they're not calling it consistent.
Well, but it's up to the player. If they call it, if they don't, yes. If they call it consistently, it's going to be up to the player to make the adjustments.
Right, most players can make that adjustment.
Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Fond du Lac. And look at the scoring leaders here for the first half quickly. Fond du Lac was led by Drake Diener with 13, 9 points for Travis, and 4 for Timmy Lloyd. 2 points apiece for Jekyll and Foster. For Kimberly, they were led by Hermes with 4, and 2 points for Vandenberg, Swakowski, Rinke, and Royce with 2 also. That was their scoring for the first half, and that's 30-14. 3-pointer on the way. Back of the hoop, wouldn't have it for Kimberly. Hubble, long rebound back. Grabbed by Graber. Loses the handle, but gets it right back. As the Cardinals trying to save it from OB, and a 3-pointer off the rim, no good. Nice foul, but an aggressive foul for Rinke, who took the 3 in an overback call.
Yeah,
His second.
They're not even guarding Ranky on the perimeter. They're going to let them shoot that 3 all day.
I believe that's his first foul, actually. We'll check it officially. Yeah, it indeed is for his first foul. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Drake off to check that. That's Dallas. Now right back to Drake Diener between the rings. He'll work it to the near side. Now skip it down low to Travers. Check that. Dallas Diener. Too many Dieners on the court. Tipped by Foster. Check it. That wasn't Foster. It was Dallas again. Off to the near side. Van Kuyk with the basketball. He'll take the tray on the way. And rim in and out. Wouldn't go. Pulled down by Travis Diener. Here come the Cardinals on the push. Travis is going to leave it off now on the wing. Oh, it's got to be a foul there as Jekyll is bumping. Got to call something one way or the other. And Thomas finishes it off from about 16.
Benny's always been able to hit that pull-up 15-foot jump shot.
32-14, the Wisconsin EPS score. Nice hustle by Dallas Diener. Loses it out of bounds, but good hustle.
Good foresight by Dallas Diener, seeing that pass coming. He overplayed it, just missed it. Actually ran into the out-of-bounds line, which prevented that turnover.
Yep.
Cardinal, or I should say the ball blocked by Travis Diener. Here come the Cardinals. Travis, leave it off. Thomas will finish it. Nice assist by Travis Diener. Thomas on the right side wing, filling the lanes.
There, Travis did a good job of holding the ball just long enough to commit the defensive men there.
Get it down low. Fall away, won't go. Second time, no good by Van Kuyk, but he is fouled.
See, when they go inside, they get offensive rebounds and putbacks and get fouled. And I don't know why they don't go inside more.
Well, and the thing is, Dick Diener's not going to change his defense until they can hit a perimeter shot. So they're going to let him shoot from the outside as long as they're missing.
Yeah. Drake just picks up his third personal foul. So Fond du Lac now with a pair with 3 each. Drake and Lloyd each with 3 fouls. Drake will now come out. Foster in form. As Van Kuyk hits the first, one more to follow.
Al's got to step it up here along with Jesse Jekyll.
This is where we were talking about before with the quality minutes from the reserves.
Well, foul situations have forced Fond du Lac to bring in some reserves off the bench. Foster and Jesse Jekyll both are going to have to play some bigger minutes today. 3-pointer by Dallas off the front of the rim. And here come the paper makers. Kimberly off the yo-yo dribble. Graber with it. And off to the left side. Brinke. Try to get it to the post down low. Vandenberg. Off the baseline. No. A foul off front. It's going to go on Jekyll. Jesse will pick up number 1.
Well, slowly but surely, we are seeing Kimberly now getting the ball inside. You're seeing Vandenberg do his one-on-one moves inside.
Well, you guys must have been in that huddle at halftime for Kimberly. Thinking like a coach.
Well, you always got to change your mind. If you're not doing it from one way, you got to try something else.
Especially when you've had a pretty lackluster first half of play. Nice hustle by Kimberly. Who was that going out of bounds? It was Vervoort.
I think Kimberly's not taking care of the ball. They got close to 12 turnovers.
Foster, check it with the basketball off to the right side sidewalk. Travis Diener on a penetration, cut off, kick it back out. Thomas looks at the 3, now thinks better of it. He'll take it to the near side, going left. Foster off the penetration, pulls up, cut off. Gonna reload it back out to Travis Diener. Travis on the yo-yo dribble. Gonna take the tray on the way and hit it.
Travis is such a good shooter off that dribble, and he's able to, with the crossover dribble, he's able to commit his defender to the opposite side.
Travis now with 12 in the basketball game for Fond du Lac.
I think Travis could do that just about every time. He just doesn't like taking bad shots at times, and he's a real unselfish player out there.
Long 2-1 away, pulled down by Dallas Diener, has it stripped, and stepping out of bounds was Ryan Hermes. He's gonna say he was pushed, and frankly, I'd say I would agree with him. Dallas did give him a little elbow there, pushed him on the baseline, but no call. That one will go for Fond du Lac, and the Cardinals will get it back. Jess Fight back into the game for Kimberly. Go back and look at that last one. You'll see a little push right there. Couldn't really tell if Matt angle because the camera angle kind of covered up, but Dallas used that arm and a foul. Down low on the other side.
Well, the audience is alive because they really came alive on that play.
Well, the foul will go against Vandenberg. No, yes it is, his third personal. Common foul. Cardinals will inbound underneath their own basket to the left side. On a lob feed to Dallas Steiner. Now swing it between the rings to the near side. Shot on away from Travis, won't go. Kimberly with the board. Here comes Hermes on the push. Loses the handle. Should be a blocking foul. It will be.
I don't know if Ben Thomas is happy with that. You know, when the offensive player is out of control like that, I prefer it to be called an offensive foul. And that's, I think, was what Ben Thomas is explaining to the officials. He's out of control.
Thomas will pick up his second. Lob feed to Rinke. Skip it top of the circle, now to the near side to Ryan Hermes. Hermes off the penetration, and they're going to call a hand check on Fond du Lac. That was an iffy one.
Well, that's one thing I've been noticing this year in the high school basketball with the elimination of the hand checking of the pros. Now you've seen a lot of these officials are watching in high school. You get one little hand check, and they're not afraid to call the foul.
Jesse, go ahead, Mark. Off the baseline, Jess Fight knocks it in.
I think the refs think we paid to watch them today.
Oh, they're giving us a show.
37-17, your Wisconsin EPS score, and Cardinals out in front by 20. Thomas off to the baseline. Get it down low. Good penetration, now kickback. Now reloaded to Thomas. Fakes the three. Get it off to Travis. Back to Dallas Steiner. Down low on the baseline, Thomas. Lose the handle, now Regins. Skip pass across the way. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Fight. And we'll go back to Fond du Lac. 1:57 left in the third quarter of play.
You know, there you saw a good play of not panicking on this Cardinal offense. They dribble into trouble and they just keep the ball and look for the open man.
Again, we're talking about experience. These guys have played so much basketball and gone through the years. Travis got that one right?
Yes.
This team they got this year has been playing together since about third or fourth grade.
Yeah, that's traveling violation on Rinke on the right side. Yeah, they've pretty much experienced it all.
Yep.
And the thing they'd like to experience more than anything right now would be a state tournament berth. Of course, there's a long ways before that gets to the point, but that's on their minds.
Yep.
Traveling violation on Jacob.
You see a lot of players that to get set up, they usually like to take that dribble to get their feet square. That time he forgot to put the ball down.
Little jump step.
Little jump step.
$1:15 to go in the third quarter of play. For Fort, skips it to the near side. Hermes, ball above his head. Coming back now right. Gonna go to the glass, laid off a little bit hard. Look out. Wow. Foul is gonna go on Kimberly. Boy, hitting the, was that Rinke? Hit the floor hard.
They're gonna call the foul on him as well, which given it wasn't over the back.
And it adds insult to injury as Rinke picks up his second. Well, he popped right back up. That just looked like it hurt.
Sounded worse than it actually was.
Inside of a minute to go in the third quarter of play. Off to Foster. See if Fond du Lac is going to go, if they're going to try to hold it for one. They had a tendency, as of recent time, to run that clock a long ways on at the end of a quarter. I think they're going to do it again with 34 seconds to go.
And there's really not many offenses in this conference that can hold onto a ball for that time of span.
That's true.
So many good ball handlers and players that can handle the ball for Fond du Lac. But it usually ends up in Travis's hand someplace along the line.
Trav will get a shot off here.
But before that, a reach-in foul and Tim Vervoort. It's his second. Common foul. And Dick Diener's going to get Drake back in here for a little bit more offense with 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Remember, he's playing with 3 fouls. Lob feed in to Travis Diener. Back down to 10. A couple more seconds, then Travis will get it going. Now he's doubled up. Got to get up Drake. Now the baseline. Foster with an open three. Won't draw nothing but air, and we've come to the end of the third quarter of play here from the Redbird Arena. After 3 complete, Wisconsin EPS score. Fond du Lac 39 and Kimberly 17. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes right after this on your Cardinal Basketball Report.
Kathy Parrish of Fond du Lac.
Holiday has an extremely good reputation. Being a teacher, I'm very, very busy, so I mean, their service has just been phenomenal. They're just there to please the customer, and that to me means a lot. I've just been extremely impressed with Holiday Automotive. A great place to buy cars. I like Holiday a lot. Holiday, holiday, you'll pay less at Holiday.
Back at the Redbird Arena, 8 minutes left. Brett Krause, the third quarter stats.
Both teams got 10 shots off. The Cardinals were 4 of 10 for 40%, and the Paper Makers just 2 of 10 for 20%. Both teams are even on the boards with 6 rebounds apiece, and both teams also had 3 turnovers.
So Kimberly in the game, if you look at numbers real quickly, probably shooting about 25% at the best overall, but a little bit less than that. Baker won't go for Kimberly. Fond du Lac just continues to put staggering defensive numbers on the board all year long.
You know, in its terms, you know, it's great defense by Fondy, but I mean, the shots that Kimberly is hitting, they really should be able to finish.
Drake Dieter will hit the jumper with 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Lob feed to Rinke, and this should go, and it will. That's a good call. It's going to go on Drake, but you've got to allow the player room to come down.
You got to give him a foot, I believe a foot to be able to come down. Drake there was a little too close.
So Drake will pick up his 4th. And fortunately, this is a game where it's probably not a factor with he being in foul trouble. Cardinals are over the limit.
You can always tell how intense this game is for Dick Diener. He still has his sports jacket on. So the concern there with the 4th foul for Drake, I don't think is...
Last week, I think he had off about a minute and a half into the game.
Yeah, Oshkosh West game, it didn't even take him that long.
Rinke hits a pair. Well, Kimberly now 3 for 4 in the second half from the charity strike after going 0 for 3 in the first half.
Kimberly's coming out a little 1-3-1.
Trying to trap.
Trap zone, yeah.
Trying to trap as they cross the timeline. Skip pass. That's a good place for the skip. Right down low now to Dallas. Reload it. Touch pass down low. Cardinals a great ball rotation once again. And timeout's going to be taken by Fond du Lac. 6:54 left. Timeout in the court. Fond du Lac leads it 41-19. For repairs, upgrades, sales, and maintenance of your computer, call Dan and Bob at EMB Computer Services at 923-6030. We make house calls. That's EMB Computer Services, Fond du Lac.
The next time your home or business is in need of some painting or decorating, give Dave a call at Fond du Lac Decorating. For over 20 years, fine workmanship has always been a trademark of Fond du Lac Decorating. You'll always receive prompt, courteous service. Call 922-8051.
As we inbound the basketball, following the quick timeout. Cardinals with it once again. Travis Diener with the basketball, deciding to set the offense. They stay in the 1-3-1 trapping zone. Skip pass over the top to Thomas. Get to the post, now back out to Thomas, right back. Working it to the near side, bounce pass over to Travis Diener. Kimberly very aggressive in the 1-3-1, but Fond du Lac keeping good ball rotation. And kicked into the backcourt. Ball will go back to the Cardinals.
With this type of defense, this shows you with offense what ball fakes can do for you. It seems that the Kimberly Papermakers are not staying home on that first ball fake, so that's why the Cardinals are getting easy passes.
6:20 left in this contest. Fond du Lac with the basketball. And a foul on Rinke down in the right side coffin corner. His 3rd.
15 foul for Kimberly.
So Cardinals on the inbound. Travis over. Now over to Thomas. Ball tipped into the backcourt. Unless got much more patient. Ball kicked out of bounds again. Keep in mind, once again, later on this evening, stay tuned. About 10 o'clock, we'll have gals back in basketball for you as the number 3 ranked Lady Cardinals will be taking on the Neenah Rockets. 8 o'clock tip-off right here at the Redbird Arena. We'll have it for you again at 10 o'clock this evening. Tuesday night, by the way, we'll have Fond du Lac Cardinal hockey against the Sun Prairie Cardinals. Non-conference action for both teams, but that's always a great matchup between the two. Off the baseline, a tray for Drake Diener.
Great patience.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't shoot more threes than what he does. He's pretty much automatic on them threes. He should be shooting a lot more.
You taught him well, Mark. I know you were his tutor last year. 5.5 to go in this contest. Fond du Lac walking away with one here early this afternoon, 44-19. Got off and running in the first quarter, exactly what John Myron did not want to have for Kimberly. Cardinals got up and led it 13-2 at the end of one quarter of play, and it's gone downhill from there if you're a Papermaker fan. Three-pointer on the way, back of the hoop. Pulled down by Diener. Here comes Drake. Wings to the both sides. Reverse layup and a foul. Well, Lloyd trying to reverse it, but he is fouled as he goes underneath the hoop. Could be either of two players, and it's going to go against Swakowski, his first.
You know, the Cardinal defense playing very well. Last time they played Kimberly, held them to 26 points with 4:52 to go in this fourth quarter. Kimberly just has 19 points.
Another look at here. Yeah, if Fond du Lac played Kimberly all year long, they would have pretty ugly numbers. Timmy Lloyd gets the first. One more to follow. Today's action brought to you by Mon Paz Sitco Express. And the pumps are always open at Mon Paz Sitco on the corner of 12th and Main. They pump the gas for you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 9 and 2. It's Mon Paz Sitco Express in Fond du Lac. Lloyd with a pair. He's got 6 overall in the basketball game. Inside of 5 left in this contest now. Off to the near side, Swakowski, I should say. Now with the ball stripped. Get it off to Graber. His shot off the back of the hoop and caught up above. Well, that doesn't happen just every day. Now somebody's got to jump up there and get it. Now they'll bring another ball. And here's where an official could look really stupid if he can't hit this thing. Hey, give him 2. Or he can look really good.
Yeah. And the official didn't even crack a smile.
No, he didn't. He's not having any fun at all, is he?
Hey, I think that's our play of the game.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I said, we paid to watch the refs.
Yeah, Mark, I think you're right. .430 exactly left in this one. Fond du Lac will walk the ball across the timeline. Travis Diener with it. Now he'll leave it to Ben Thomas. Cardinals are staying very patient. They've gone back to the man-to-man defense and fall away from the basketball on Kimberly. It's going to go on Hermes, his second.
In games like these where you got almost a 30-point lead, it's good to see, you know, the starters in there and keep in their game plan. You tend to see them going a little more out of control and trying to get quicker shots, but this you know, Dick Diener's a great coach and he knows how to keep his team in line.
If you're caught loafing out there, even if you got a 30-point lead, he's going to find someplace on the bench for you.
That never happened to you, did it, Mark?
Maybe a couple times.
But now, seriously, as a player, when you've got this 30-point lead or whatever, and you experienced that a lot, you had some good teams you were on, but you're getting into the fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, you know, it's got to be easy to start, you know, getting a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit less hustle.
Well, what really helps is in practice, you know, every practice we go to, we still have that high intensity. You know, every game we play in, we try to, you know, maintain a high intensity. So you don't really have time to loaf out there because you'll find someone else that wants to play in front of you.
And that's the main thing is, if you can't do it, Dick won't have any problem replacing you no matter who you are.
Yep.
But doesn't Van Kuyk, by the way, with his second personal foul. But when you've got that 30-point lead with 4 minutes to go, it's emotionally difficult to keep that intensity.
Yeah, well, the teams that I've played on, we've found satisfaction just beating teams by as many points as we can. Just try to blow them right out of the gym.
Michaels in for Thomas.
A lot of times at Fond du Lac, you get a 10, 15 point win, and people say, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
Fond du Lac, didn't play so well, and
that's called being spoiled.
yeah, you go in the locker room and it seems like a loss in there when you win by 15 points, but
I think Fond du Lac has become somewhat spoiled over the years.
yeah.
19 points right now is what Fond du Lac has held this to, and that's equaling their defensive school record they set earlier this season.
No, that was 16 points.
That was 16?
Yeah,
okay.
that was 16.
Oh, that's right. You're correct, Mark. And turnaround no good. Last touch by Fond du Lac. 16. That's amazing. I mean, we saw it, and it's still amazing.
And the one thing amazing about that is the reserves were in early, and they held the team to, little points too. And there you saw the happiness on everybody's face when they were able to hold a team to 16 points.
That was against the Lightning of Appleton North, who have struggled all year long, but nonetheless, I mean, I think you could bring some grade school teams in here that would have a chance of scoring 16 points. Clock rolling, 3:20. Travis, yo-yo dribble to the right side. Now he's going to reverse it, bring it back out, kick it out to Lloyd. Off to the left side, Drake Diener. Drake off the penetration, doubled, stripped to the basketball. Now still loose on the court. Still loose. Lloyd comes away with it. He'll take it off the glass and kick it in. Lloyd with 8 points in the basketball game. Fond du Lac now leads at 52-19. And a foul on Michaels, and he's like, well, what did I do? His first.
Well, now he'll get his name in the stat sheet, so.
There you go. Today's game brought to you by Jetstream Car Wash in Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac's original car wash since 1962 with 2 great locations to serve you on Scott Street and Pioneer Road. Jetstream Car Wash. Fond du Lac's going to go to the Pines now. Bring in Ryan Lloyd along with Ben Wisniewski. Also in for Fond du Lac, Joel Dilling. Jesse Jacob back, and rounding him out, of course, is Joe Michaels.
Now let's see if the reserves can outscore him here.
First free throw is good by Hermes. We'll get one more. Kimberly without a field goal here in the second, or check that, fourth quarter.
Well, 3 from the field.
Yep, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, but no field goals. Matter of fact, only 2 field goals in the second half of play for Kimberly. So this is now what we, in the old days, referred to as garbage time. That was saying was made famous by the old Eddie Doucette for the Bucks years and years ago. Dilling with the rebound. Leave it off to Lloyd. The backcourt, he'll bring it across the timeline. In some trouble, gotta get rid of it. Finally does. Jacob pops out to help him out. 2:20 left.
Now Jacob's going to have to step up here, and he's going to have to be the veteran on this court.
Yes, he would be the one with the most playing time by far and away. Splitting the defense, Lloyd to the rack and good. Lloyd with his first 2 of the basketball game. 2 minutes left. Hermes kick it back out. 3-pointer on the way by Fight, and he'll hit it. I believe that's their first, yes it is, their first 3 of the basketball game. Fond du Lac with, I believe, 1, 2, 3 overall. And a blocking foul will go against Ryan Lloyd. His first personal. He'll be over the limit, so we'll be shooting bonus free throws the rest of the way. And Hermes back to the line. Just got done hitting 2 for 2. Ben DeCook into the basketball game for Kimberly, his first appearance on the court. Hermes hits the first, one more to follow. Mike's Music is your instrument rental center in the Fond du Lac area. Call us at 923-1925. That's Mike's Music of Fond du Lac. Dealing off the left side, Lloyd. Free throw line extended. Get it down low to Michaels. Turn around, reverse, fade away. Yes! Nice shot. Good reverse, fadeaway shot. Michaels in the scoring column.
Joe wanted that ball down low, and he was going to take that shot no matter what.
Hermes with the ball above the arc. Ball tips, going to go save from going in the backcourt, but Fond du Lac, Jekyll aggressively to the ball, and he is fouled. Good hustle by Jesse Jekyll as he's fouled by Rob Rise. His first personal. Jekyll will go to the line. Tim Vervoort back in for Kimberly. Jesse's first trip to the line. He does have 2 points in the basketball game. Gets the first, one to follow.
Cardinals shooting pretty well from the 30 stripe.
Yes, they are. As a matter of fact, you better hope they don't miss this one, and they do. They were 10 for 10 until you said that. Yeah, Dave's been saying you're an official part of the team now. You can do the old whammy job.
Yeah.
10 for 10 until he missed that one. Down low, count it, +1. Rob Rise on the field goal.
Well, Kimberly on a streak. They've hit their last 2 field goals.
Yeah. That might be the first time they've gone back-to-back all night.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Or afternoon, yeah. Rise's free throw is long on the rim. And going to have a jump ball as that ball bangs out long, and it will go for Fond du Lac on the possession arrow with 46 seconds left.
Good hustle by Wisniewski to get that tie up.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get his nose in there and mix it up a little bit.
Lloyd off the yo-yo dribble, crossover to the left. Now kick it over to Wisniewski. Out of penetration, now is to the baseline. Michaels will take the J and off the front of the hoop. Fouled down low, crashing the cage. They're going to call that Jekyll. Jesse's got the shirt out. Better tuck that back in. Jekyll will pick up number 3. And indeed he does. Troy Torma is at the free throw line and misses the first. He'll get one more with a double bonus. Gets the second. Once again, Gals basketball later on tonight. Fond du Lac and Neenah Rockets as the Lady Cards want to stay number 3 in the state of Wisconsin. And of course, on top of the FVA, they're still undefeated on the season, having a heck of a season. Ball stripped from Wisniewski. And inside of 20 seconds to go, here comes the Papermakers. Reversing the dribble, and Lloyd with a reach-in foul.
Is that brutal?
Second foul on Lloyd, and again a double bonus. The Papermakers will go back to the free throw line for a pair.
Well, most of those points by the Papermakers in the second half have been free throws.
Well, as a matter of fact, only 3 field goals. 2 routine field goals in the third quarter and 1 tray here in the fourth, and that's, no, I take that back. They did have, Rise had that field goal moments ago. And a pair missed there by Kimberly. Cardinals with the rebound. Clock rolling down off to the left side. Wisniewski's going to take the shot from 16 and rip it in! Yeah. And we've come to the end of this one from the Redbird Arena. Cardinals with another impressive home win. your Wisconsin EPS final tonight. The Fond du Lac Cardinals 59 and the Kimberly Papermakers 28. We'll be right back with a quick wrap-up right after this on your Cardinal Basketball Report.
Come expand with us. We're Wisconsin EPS, and we supply the Midwest leaders in the building, manufacturing, packaging, and roofing industries with the best in polystyrene products. Our ability to provide solutions to these many industries has made Wisconsin EPS the leader in polystyrene. We're expanding into the millennium. Come expand with us in a growing, ever-changing company. Wisconsin EPS.
For Holiday Automotive, Bob Gell.
I think they're the best. I think Holiday Auto is the best. Holiday has probably the best reputation in town as far as I'm concerned, and as far as my friends think of Holiday. Talk around the block is, if you want to buy a vehicle, this is the place to come to Holiday. Outstanding dealership.
Holiday, holiday, holiday. You'll pay less at Holiday.
Heard the buzz? My honey barbecue wings are back at KFC. Dripping with my zingy honey barbecue sauce. Now that's finger-licking good.
And now, for a limited time, you can get 20 of the Colonel's finger-licking good honey barbecue wings for just $6.59. Or 6 for just $1.99.
And hurry! Honey, I'm home. At KFC, we do chicken right. And right good price, too.
Team Sports is your source for letter jackets throughout the Fond du Lac area. Team Sports is also your store for youth wrestling and basketball supplies. From Cardinals and Ledgers to Badgers and Packers, let Team Sports be your sports store. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 8 and Saturday from 9 to 4. Team Sports, downtown Fond du Lac, across from Veterans Park.
Mom, do we have any Baker string cheese?
Yes, here. Save some for your brother's lunch.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena, your Wisconsin EPS final this afternoon in a matinee affair. Fond du Lac 59 and Kimberly 28. And guys, well, the key to this basketball game started very early in first quarter. Fond du Lac led it 13-2 and just took it to Kimberly from that point on.
Well, the Cardinals shot the ball often and very well early on. Defensively, they put some good pressure on Kimberly. Of course, Kimberly only shot 10% in the first quarter, and if the team wants to be in a game early on, they got to shoot a lot better than that.
I think that Fond du Lac played great defense today. They had a good scouting report on Kimberly. They knew who the shooters were, you know, who could post, who they had to double on. They were real prepared for this game and just came out and took care of business.
And that's kind of been the trademark of the Fond du Lac Cardinals over the last 10 years, is coming out in games that they should win. You would think when Fond du Lac has dominated this conference as much as they have, maybe dominate's a little bit of a strong word, but they've been certainly one of the best teams in the conference for an awful long time. Sooner or later, you would think in a given game that a team that they should beat, like a team that comes in 9-5, reasonable record, but still a team they should beat, you would falter. But the Fond du Lac Cardinals just don't seem to do that at home.
They're a very disciplined team. Dick Diener, knows what he's doing when he's coaching, and preparation is everything when you come into a game. A lot of teams tend to play to the level of the other teams they're playing against, not Fondy. They play at that same intensity no matter who they're playing.
I definitely agree with that. I give most of the credit to Dick Diener for that. He's, like I said before, practices, You know, just preparing for games. Doesn't matter who you're playing. He always expects the best effort out of everyone, and that's why he's so good year in and year out. He doesn't overlook any team, no matter what the record is.
And it really does. I guess I'd have to echo both of your sentiments. That it does. The final effort comes down to Dick Diener, and he has his teams prepared game in and game out. He always puts together good game plans. And I don't think it's been up till the last maybe 2 or 3 years that he has got recognized for the great defense that team plays.
Yeah, I think he's year in and year out. He bases his program on defense. He always has. You know, that tough man-to-man. I think, you know, the team defense is what, you know, it doesn't surprise me, but it impresses me the most. Everyone, you know, they help and recover well. They double team well. It's just a, you know, just a great team effort when it comes to defense, and they've been great at defense for a lot of years.
You know, you see a lot of the teams, you know, a lot of the audience are going, you know, if the Cardinals don't score 50 points or they don't score 60 points, a lot of people are down on them. But yet they don't realize that, you know, they're holding teams to shooting 30% from the field, which as a player, you know, it used to be you just want to score, score, score. Now, you know, you want to get whoever you're covering not to shoot well, especially if you're the main man on defense. You know, so a lot of the players now are looking at defense as more important because defense is what wins conference championships.
Absolutely. And you look at it, you know, offense, you could have a cold shooting night and you gotta, you know, if your defense comes to play every game, you know, you're going to be in every game. Your offense cannot be there on certain nights, but, you know, your defense should always be there. And, you know, if you work hard, you should always have good defense.
Brett, let's take a look at tonight's final stats, or this afternoon's in this case.
For the Fond du Lac Cardinals, they shot an impressive 50% from the field on 21 of 42. Good defense for the Cardinals, holding the Papermakers to 25% on 10 of 40. From the free throw line, the Cardinals, before I jinxed them, were a perfect 10 of 10, but then they went to 10 of 11 for 91%, which still is pretty good. The Papermakers got to shoot a lot better, only 44% from the charity stripe on 7 of 16. The Cardinals, you know, it was an even match on the boards, but they came out in the end in the fourth quarter, out-rebounding the Papermakers 24-22. Little height of turnovers, I feel, for a Cardinal offense team with 13, but they also were able to have Kimberly turn the ball over 13 times as well.
And we'll take a look at the scoring leaders for the basketball game. They are led by Drake Diener with 22 points, Travis with 14 points, and Lloyd chips in with 8, leading the way for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. And the Papermakers of Kimberly with Hermes off the Pines with 7, Fight off the Pines with 5. Nobody in their starting lineup with more than 4 points in the basketball game. That you don't see very often.
And you're not going to beat many teams when you got a starter, you know, not scoring 4 points. You know, that's not good.
And our stats today is always brought to you by KFC, featuring home delivery. Take the hassle out of mealtime with KFC. Well, we've got everything done except our play of the game this afternoon from Redbird Arena, and we're going to back up to early in the basketball game when Travis Diener hit a key tray to start the second half out. Cardinals were in control, but it was a big one that opened up the gap and really set the tone for the second half for our Holiday Automotive play of the game, and here it is. He's got an opening to take it to the hoop, but he's cut off nicely by the defense. Good weak side job by Rinke. Thomas over to the near side. Three-pointer on the way. Counted, +1. Give the foul to Vandenberg. Drake with the tray. Check, that was Drake Diener with the tray and the foul. Turned into a 4-point play early in the fourth quarter, that one was. And that is our Holiday Automotive play of the game. And you can see the new Oldsmobile Alero at Holiday Automotive on the corners of 41 and 23 Fond du Lac, the sponsor of our Holiday Automotive play of the game. However, I still do like to call on which one of you guys wanted to play the game to be the official who got the bucket. that was probably the most excitement that we had actually here this afternoon.
Couldn't even get a smile out of the official either.
Well, once again, our final here from the Redbird Arena, the Cardinals 59 and the Kimberly Papermakers 28. Guys, it's been a pleasure working with a threesome up here. We'll do that again, I hope, in the near future. But remind you, we've got high school gals basketball a little later this evening. Fond du Lac Lady Cardinals will take on the Rockets of Neenah. Cardinals coming off a very tough win last night. We'll have to rebound, looking for 2 wins in the same weekend, taking on Kimberly. 8 o'clock tip, or Neenah, I should say, 8 o'clock tip-off. We'll have it for you at 10 o'clock later on this night.
On Tuesday night, we'll have hockey. Fond du Lac Cardinals taking on the Cardinals of Sun Prairie. That will be a 7 face-off at the Blue Line FIC. We'll have it for you at 9:30 on Tuesday night. Well, my thanks this evening go out to our crew on site here as I find the right tape, put the wrong one in. That was real good. Let's try this, and I'm sure that'll work better. My thanks go out to our crew here on site from the Redbird Arena. They include on camera tonight, topside has been Matt Bastian. Down in the end zone has been Nancy Pfeiffer. Our technical director, Dave Preston, also handling all the electronic graphics. Jeff Gerner at Charter Communications is our chief technician.